Hey everybody, welcome back to Video Game Esoteric on our continuing series on the IGS PGM arcade board, and today we're taking a look at DoDonPachi DaiOuJou. I believe my pronunciation is correct, but leave me a comment down below because more often than not I am incorrect completely. But I absolutely love this game, and I find it to be one of the hardest cave shmups ever made, at least for me personally. But even if it's hard, trust me, it is still a lot of fun. And that's the thing about these games, is that even if you're not great at them to start, you can learn them and don't be intimidated by what's going on screen right now. And I am playing the Black Label version, which is a slight variation to the original base game, because this was one of the games that ran on the PGM PCB and not cartridge system, but it has been since converted over to the carts as well, so you can play it multiple ways. But if you want that original PCB, bring your wallet, because cave games do not sell cheaply. But I absolutely love this game. It is spectacular. It's got everything I crave in a cave game, and compared to B-Storm, which I described as baby's first bullet hell shmup, this game is hard as nails. It is out to make sure you die. I am always hyper impressed by the people that can one credit complete these games. I cannot. Now, if I spent a month learning this, I'm sure I could, because I can get sometimes up to like the middle of the third stage without using a continue. I just don't have the time to dedicate to do it. But even though I can't get a 1cc on this game, I love this game and bullet hell shmups in general, because when you're weaving around these patterns here, when you're dodging the bullets, when everything is clicking and it feels good, there is no better feeling in gaming to me other than playing against a real opponent in a 2D versus fighting game and just squeaking out a victory. That's how much I love this. And you'll see that the bullet patterns in this game are intense. The blue ones are much more pattern based. They have a sort of rhythm, for lack of a better term, or geometric shape to them, where the pink bullets sometimes are in shapes, other times kind of feel more organic as they bop around the screen. But the bosses in this game are intense, the graphics are incredible, the gameplay is just exactly what you want. You'll see here as I am navigating around those bullets, as I get through them, I get hyped up, I love it. But then I do take a quick death right there on the first stage, which usually doesn't happen to me, but I haven't played this game in some months. But a bullet hell shmup in and of itself, you just need to practice. You're never going to start it and be good off your first play. You might not even be good off your 50th play, but as you get more time into them, you're going to get so much better. And you will see there that the score did tick up. There's a whole deeper mechanic about score chaining. I do not play bullet hell shmups or shmups in general to maximize my score. I play them because I enjoy them, and maybe one day I'll 1cc it. So if you're looking for tips on how to, get combo chains and maximize your bonuses in this game, I will leave a link to a video below if I remember that kind of describes that more, because for me, the score mechanics are secondary and I really never actually pay any attention to that, because I know someone's going to tell me in the comments down below I need to quote unquote get good and play this game better. And sure, that's true, but you have to remember, I talk about games I enjoy, and if the only people that could play these games are the ones that were good at them, then it would probably be about 100 people in total that would have quote-unquote permission to play them. Don't ever listen to anybody if they say get good. If you like a game and you're enjoying it and you're taking a lot of deaths, just keep practicing, you will get there. And hey, if you never get any better but you really enjoy playing the game, I am happy for you, because all I care about is you playing really interesting, fun games that maybe you've never heard about, or maybe it's a genre you haven't checked out. But as amazing as this game plays, I absolutely love the soundtrack for it. I'm going to let you listen in two different spots, to this level music and to the intense boss fight music, because that really ramps up. But the funny thing is, the level music's actually kind of relaxing, but you can see with the bullets on screen, the gameplay is not. But enjoy for 30 seconds and I'll be right back. Cave games always have a great soundtrack, and this is no different, but I'm always surprised by how relaxing it is to listen to the music in the levels, because the visuals and the bullet patterns do not match that relaxation whatsoever. But it's such a zen-like moment when you get through a difficult pattern, and that's what I really love about these games, is even if I might not be able to one credit complete them, I get the greatest sense of satisfaction just by getting through 30-second chunks at a time. You'll see there I take a death. I have issues navigating horizontally across the screen if I'm not moving vertically up or down. That seems to be an area in which I take a lot of deaths. But I do love the pre-rendered nature of the sprite work as well. You can see that almost looks 3D as this ship comes up, and it's got kind of a turtle aspect to it, or at least that's what I see. But again, just trying to get through these bullet patterns, I'll take a continue right there. It is so much fun. I can't advocate enough for playing bullet hell shmups, because the same way that a rhythm game kind of makes you learn the technique and understand how to do things, these type of games teach you that as well. I'll talk more about the teachable moments in the bullet patterns in just a second. But the great thing about a game like this is that it does not change. The bullet pattern you see here is going to be the bullet pattern you see on your first game playthrough, your 10th game playthrough, and your 100th game playthrough. So you can really hone in and try to memorize everything. As you'll see here, I'm almost through that pattern, and I do remember this boss relatively well, and I only take a few deaths to it, which I consider to be relatively good performance. But that's the thing, you're never quite sure when your performance is going to be good or not. But if you are going to play this game, or any bullet hell shmup, I can't recommend enough you get a real arcade stick, because it's so much better to navigate around this game when you're using a stick versus if you're using a D-pad, and definitely I don't recommend analog sticks whatsoever. But that's just me personally. Maybe you will find something different. But again, this game is just beautiful to look at. Cave always makes great looking shmups, and obviously they're the king of the bullet hell genre, but they never slouch whatsoever on the visuals, and this stage in particular is one of my favorites with this industrial feel. All those yellow and black caution marks at the edges of those walkways. You can tell that this has that industrial flair to it. It kind of feels like a modern Pro Gear in a way to me, except it's obviously vertical, not horizontal. It just reminds me of Pro Gear. I'm sure I'll get a lot of comments down below saying that makes no sense, and hey, maybe it doesn't. It's just what I think about when I play this game. And you'll see again as we get further on into the game, the bullet patterns just become more and more intense. I could probably 1cc half of this game, but as I get to stage 4 and on, it just becomes so incredibly difficult that I know I could do it, but I just ask myself, is it worth the time for me to do it personally? And right now, it's not. Now, if I have a break in the future, I probably would sit down with this and play, 3-4 hours a day for, 7-8 days in a row, and really see how close I could get to being able to get that 1cc completed on it. And even if I never did it, even if I just keep falling short, I would still love my time with the game, and that's the biggest credit I can give to it, is even if I'm not doing great, I still love it. But I mentioned I would let you listen to the boss music because it's quite intense, so enjoy the next 25 seconds and I'll come back and close out this video and tell you why, if you're not playing bullet hell shmups, you should be. But enjoy. Now that's the type of boss music that really makes me get into what's going on, and that's the great part about the different types of music. But you'll see at the beginning of this stage, we're going to get these blue bullet patterns coming out, and at the beginning of every stage, you might notice that there's slightly different patterns introduced. What you're going to find is the boss is going to utilize patterns like that later on. There's one stage in which you have to sweep left and right at the beginning, and that will come up in the boss encounter. But all these crisscrossing bullets with these circular bullets coming up, moving more organically, are what you're going to see in the final boss right here. And I love the designers at Cave for teaching you without actually giving you a tutorial what you're probably going to see coming up, because you'll see we have those same organic bullets with those more line-based projectiles coming out. Now this boss is insanely hard, and this is why I think even if I was able to get all the way up to this point without using a single continue, this might be what totally kills a run for me. But the design of it is spectacular, and I love the patterns of the bullets. You'll see here navigating around, I am able to move through some of them. I find that the more geometric the pattern, the easier of a time I have navigating it. The more organic of a pattern, it's still not that bad, but when they put the organic and the geometric together, that's when I really start to struggle on these games. And if I just spent more time with it, I certainly would start getting better. But this is a spectacular game. DoDonPachi Black Label on the PGM is one of my favorite shmups from Cave of all time. And if you've never played a bullet hell game, hell, jump into the deep end and play one of the hardest ones around. If you're good at that one, I can guarantee you're going to be good at pretty much whatever else Cave has put out there. And if you are into bullet hell games and have somehow never played this one, Trust me, you owe it to yourself to do it. But I'll be back next week with more videos. I'll have videos throughout the week as well. Leave me a comment down below, like, subscribe. Got a Patreon link in the description if you feel so inclined. But I'm dead. Bye-bye.